Hey guys, we've got a whopper of a video today because not only do I get the chance to take a look at my very first ZeroFeud compass, but I will be looking at 6 different varieties of compasses. Unfortunately, I do not own these spinners, but thanks to Sean over at SpinSpace, I was sent these for the purpose of a video, so again, many thanks for this opportunity, Sean. The experience of a ZeroFeud compass has a cool factor right from the moment you see the tin that they come in. The entire top is see-through plastic with a carved insert in the bottom that has the cardinal points on it. With the spinner in the center of the tin, it actually looks like a fancy compass, hence the name. I find the full compass to create the best effect of this since the arms extend all the way to the edge, while the mini is a little short and the tri-shape doesn't really look like an actual compass. Just to note, the aluminum versions do not come with this special tin. Moving on to the spinners, since we have so many to look at, I'm just going to focus on the features that are common for all the spinners, along with some various thoughts about each style. First we have the tri-compasses, which are clearly the 3-armed version. This black one is the aluminum, which is the least expensive, and also the brass version that is shown here with some absolutely gorgeous grips from the legendary Chris Abels. I've seen his grips for a while now, but to actually touch them and see them in person is an absolute pleasure. The tri-compasses are thinner than the other styles, likely in an effort to keep the weight down and make them more comparable between the styles, but that's just me guessing. Being a tri, they are more stable than the bar designs, especially when shifting the spin. The aluminum is really light at only 0.9 ounces, but what it lacks in heft, it gains in pure fidgetability. It is an absolute joy to fidget with. The brass is almost 3 times as heavy at 2.6 ounces, but thanks to the beautiful rounding of the waist and all the chamfers on the edges, it's nearly just as comfortable to flick. And as far as the look, it's not real hard to fall in love with the two-tone gold and black, and the custom Abels buttons that match it perfectly. Next up we have the full compass, which is the longest of all the compasses, at almost 2.5 inches. I was sent the titanium and stonewashed stainless steel versions, at 1.5 ounces and 2.6 ounces respectively. The stock buttons feel very nice with 2 different levels of concavity. That sounds a little weird, but basically they are concave with a second layer, the circle, that goes a little bit deeper, and that seems to give you a very solid grip when holding. Underneath the buttons, all the compasses have a press fit R188 bearing that give them a smooth and quiet spin. I was able to get between 2 and 5 minutes on table spins, with the heavier ones going longer and the lighter ones, especially the aluminum, coming in at the shorter end. Keep in mind I have not cleaned any of these, as that isn't something I would ever do with a spinner that doesn't belong to me. The sides of the bar compasses have a very dramatic waist, but it's rounded nicely so it feels very comfortable to flick. Between the 2 full compasses, I definitely prefer the titanium, because that's just my nature. The stonewashed stainless steel does feel good and it looks nice, but especially in bar spinners, I prefer the titanium for the lighter weight and less judder when shifting the spin. Now onto the mini compasses. This is the copper version with brass buttons, along with the titanium version. Weight-wise, there's quite a difference between the 2, with the copper coming in at 2.4 ounces and the titanium at 1.4 ounces. It's a difference that you can certainly feel in the hand. Compared to the full compass, the mini is only about 1/4 of an inch less in length, but even that difference is pretty easy to tell in the hand. Side by side with the full, you can see they are pretty much identical, but the mini's arms have been shortened and the raised weights have been adjusted so that they match as well. This creates the illusion that the mini has wider, fatter arms, when in fact they are the same as the full, just a little shorter. Speaking of the raised weights, and this goes for all the compasses, they are brilliantly done. The chamfer angles on the arms and raised weights line up so that it feels very fluid and it adds to the comfort. I love how the weights go all the way down to the through cut as one solid piece. That hole not only looks awesome from a design point of view, but since it dominates the space surrounding the button, the spin effect makes it appear as if the buttons are floating independently of the middle. And that same effect is present in every compass as they all feature that same design. In regards to these minis, I remain consistent in my preference for the lighter titanium version, as it's more comfortable to flick, and I like the consistent clean look of it over the copper with the patina. I also prefer the mini tie over the full tie since it's a bit shorter and there is less outward mass, which reduces the judder when shifting the spin. Since I have these all here, I'll do a quick ranking. At number 6, the Copper Mini, because it's just a bit too much weight and the copper is a little too dirty and smelly for me. At number 5, the Aluminum Tri, because it is a lot of fun to fidget with, even if it is a bit too light. At number 4, the Full Compass in stainless steel. And while this is an excellent option, it is just a tad heavy. Just ahead of that at number 3 is the Full Titanium. At number 2 is the Brass Tri. I should note that if it came with the Abel's buttons, it would be number 1, but I'm ranking these based on their stock configuration. At number 1, the Mini Titanium. I find that I like them smaller, and of course titanium I prefer over most metals, so this was an easy pick. And let's not kid around here, these are all fantastic spinners, and I certainly would give my left arm to keep any one of them, but that's my ranking. Overall, it's no secret why all of these compasses from ZeroFeud are incredibly popular. They are extremely well built, comfortable, and yeah, they look amazing. And to top it off, they are made right here in the USA. So thank you, Rick Wayne, for creating another reason for me to be proud to be an American. Now that I've been able to get my hands on them, even if for a brief moment, it's easy to understand why they are sold out in seconds after a drop. Your best chance to get one is on the secondary market, but it's not going to be cheap, which is why I don't own one yet. Regardless, I'll put the link to ZeroFeud's shop in the description so you can check it out. And as I say goodbye to these beautiful spinners, if anyone wants to get me an early Christmas present from ZeroFeud, I like titanium, whether it's the Mini, the Full, or even the white whale known as Tri. And if you are interested in joining a friendly community that is passionate about spinners, check out SpinSpace on Facebook. In addition, I help run the Daily Fidget on Facebook, and members are added almost instantly, so that's another great way to connect with me as well. All of those links will be in the description below. Alright, thank you for watching, and if you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing by clicking the button on the left, and by watching some of the other spinner reviews here on the right. Because without you guys, this doesn't happen.